Yo, I've been meaning to do a commentary of my playoffs matches for a while. Um, but I've just been like kind of lazy. So it's been like 3 weeks or like 2 weeks since playoffs ended, and I'm finally doing a commentary. Okay, some quick context. This is my first ever playoffs. This is playoff season three. This is the round of 16 match versus Vstrid, who's from the qualifiers, and I think I'm the sixth seed because I directly qualified because I got top eight during season three. Here it's just simple overworld, make iron pick, make boat, get gold blocks. Um, this is like I really like these simple overworlds because there's just like basically no decision making. It's just purely a mechanics race, and like for the most part, I win these overworlds just because like off raw mechanics. Obviously, I am a bit nervous here, so my crafting isn't as fast as it normally is. Here is a bit scary. Sometimes I need to just be more patient. I got really scared there in case it was like one of those portals where it's just like right over the lava ravine, and you just move slightly to the right to like check your E-ray, and then it's just and then you just fall in and die. You can tell I'm a bit nervous here. In like a regular season match, I probably just boat clutch straight over like the small gap earlier, but instead I block clutch just because of nerves. Here, okay, this is a good play. Like I think this is definitely a good play in hindsight. Just getting the blocks. Obviously, I don't need as many blocks as I think. I thought the treasure was way further, so I was gonna get way more blocks. So something like 3 or 4 blocks, and then I just boat down. Normally, gold picks are kind of bad. I don't like pre-crafting them before like you scout out terrain, just cause like I've lost so many games. Well, I say so many, but it's like probably 2 or 3 over like 1,000. Where I've just lost because I threw like 2 gold, and then that 2 gold was like a pearl trade or an obby trade, and then I have 19 obby or just like not enough pearl. So I try to not craft like gold picks or gold helmet. That's why I don't craft gold helmet, just because like what if the 5 gold loses me the game? One difference I make here, dude. Oh my god, I have my ranked instance open and it DC'd me. One different thing I do here is. Now I go for T-Wag's route. I think Boomer route's good, but in this playoffs, it's just I died twice. Well, not twice. I died once in my match against Beef Salad doing Boomer route, and the second in Grand Finals when I played Profin, I lost an obby like on the stair because I threw a gold and I just didn't clear the stairs and I lost an obby. And technically that isn't a problem with Boomer route. That's just like a an awareness issue, but I still did just like it is just like more inconvenient compared to QX route. It's just way easier to check your 1 or 2 gold trades. Here's just a super linear line. I only get one backup. I started getting both backups because it's just like really important to just like have like all the gold, because there are times where you're just like missing the backup, you're like missing pearls or whatever, and your line is just so bad. You have to go down, and it's just like inconvenient. And just getting it like while you're looting the chest is just way cleaner of a line. This is just a pretty lucky fortress. Get 3 strays on like honestly a pretty bad fortress. Like this is Nether Waste, no lava sea, like pretty much the worst fortress you could ask for. I'm still getting pretty good strays. This is like the only big misplay I'd say during the run. Well, obviously there's a bigger one later in the run, but the biggest misplay before the stronghold is committing for these strays without pearl hanging. At like the intersection or whatever, I should have just pearl hung backwards, because now I have to spend like more than 5 seconds, like 10 seconds just going backwards and like just routing back through this fortress when I could have just had a pearl hung. Another thing is maybe I dropped RD too early. I'm not like 100% sure, because obviously dropping the RD did get me those strays, but maybe I should have had RD slightly higher to scout out spawners and then drop RD to try and squeeze out like a few strays and just have like a better line towards spawners. Because unless you leave off strays, it's just like generally worse to just like not be heading to stray or heading to spawner and overlap with like killing strays. Here I like this overlap, small overlap with just waiting for the blaze to come down and bridging towards a second spawner. I get lucky here, just get like a double 2 or a 4 spawn into like a 2 spawn, just like a really good overlap. Like the strays, this it's like most of the time like strays are just good, but here it's like kind of bad. In like obviously you don't know the rates. If you know the rates, then like there's like a lot of metagaming that can be done. But like if I knew the rates, I would have just gone straight to spawner because I just had way too much I haven't cleared my inventory, haven't pre-crafted. I like the seed was just like too fast. Micro optimization that could have been done on this end game while you're bridging up and have no desync, you can throw your eye early while like stacking up like over the trees just to like measure slightly earlier, just like a 1 or 2 second time save. Fortunately, well, technically this isn't a time loss. But one thing that's small here, if you aim like slightly higher with the gold pick, you mine like slightly faster. I'm not sure what causes it. I think it's something to do with cooldown skip, but like Ral showed me this, and it's like if you aim slightly faster, you mine like incrementally faster, like maybe like half a second, just off like cooldown skip, I think. But like one annoying thing about just like having too good of strays there was I just couldn't overlap anything. Like I also just had my gold pick pre-crafted. If I didn't have it pre-crafted, I probably would have pre-crafted Bads, gold pick, everything all at once, cleared inventory. But now I'm doing it as Stronghold, which is just like I wouldn't say worse, because if you have a linear line, it ends up being worse. So I just have bad nav and I mine a bunch of blocks, and it just makes my inventory more messy. But most of the time it doesn't matter. Here, this is a bad habit. On the left there, at that intersection, if you go left, the portal room is just there. I kind of knew, like that's just an instance of me not trusting my spike enough and just not clearing my corners. That's just like a really bad habit I have. I just like don't clear intersections enough because sometimes I just like tunnel vision to try and maximize speed, but it's just like a bad habit, especially here. Because this should have still been like a pretty fast and enter. It should have been still like low 6, mid 6, get a comfy sub 8 in playoffs, but unfortunately I just didn't clear my corners. Yeah, here I'm just rescanning, trying to find it. I realize it is probably just my original spike and I just like missed the direction. So I just like go around here. Like I do it once again. There I scan for like half a second, but I just like don't look there deep enough. I just commit too much to the stairs. I see like the massive spike, and at this point I like know it's like probably somewhere in this direction. And at this point, it's like I kind of know where it is, but I'm still like kind of nervous. You see me shake the mouse a bit because I see V-Shred enter Stronghold, and I'm so scared of just like entering 2 minutes faster and then losing on Stronghold now. But like before the nav, there really was just like no mistakes. I played the seed super well. Like this was such a big confidence boost, especially for my first ever playoffs. Like this is my first ever match ever. Like obviously I've played like previous tournaments. Like I've played in MSM, TTG. Like I played one seed in TRT, but it's not my first tourney, but it's like playoffs definitely is the highest stakes tourney I've ever played in. And to do so well my first seed was definitely like a really big confidence booster. This is also just like a really good 0. I should have 5-betted this 0, but I just messed up this 4th bet. Like I just let the dragon get too much height. I tried to plus him to recover, but I just blew up my 5th bet a little bit too early, so the 6th bet just doesn't do any damage. But other than like the small mistake of like not pearl hanging the fortress, this is pretty much a perfect seed. Obviously Stronghold nav is the big like mistake, which sucks, but for the most part I played this seed like super well, I think. Like nearly perfect. Going to the second seed, I'm pretty confident. I played that first seed really well. I entered Stronghold like 2 minutes ahead of V-Strid, so I know like if I just play well, I definitely just like V-Strid can't beat me on speed, and I'm just like guaranteed to win. Here, this is a buried treasure seed. This is a weird BT seed because there's a rude portal. In my head, like I was really hoping for like a completable rude portal again, because like last RPC I just played super well. This is just like a misplay here. I completely miscanned this BT. It's like the chunk to the left here, I think, and I just completely forget. Or I not completely forget. I could just completely misscan. Like nowadays, I've used TikTok scanning. I haven't fully switched to TikTok for BT scan, but I do use it for like these really steep islands where it's like kind of ambiguous whether it's like on the island or like in the trenches or whatever, like really down below. This is just like a weird overworld. This is like is very poorly played from me. I should have like thrown out my nuggets way earlier, and also when I craft my tools and whatever, it's just so messy. I should have put flint and steel in my inventory as well. This is just like nobody is like good at crafting here. This is just the worst overworld possible. It's just, I have flowers, I have like wool or whatever from animals. It's just so messy. Also, I just played this match at 6 a.m. My mechanics are so bad right now. Like, I'm playing this so bad. But this is just like a hard like overworld crafting split. It's just so messy. I completely play this island wrong. I should have like looked around, scanned for ravine, but instead I just like end up getting lucky and just like happened to travel in the direction of the kelp. But there definitely could have just been a better ravine on the opposite side, and I just like lose like a minute to going to the wrong enter. Somehow I'm surprised. I'm assuming Beastrid scanned better and there's just no ravine, because when I was checking the VOD, we entered at the same spot. We both entered at this like weird cave over here. I was considering just like going up to just like look for a different ravine, but I just got pulled by the cave. Like the cave looked pretty good. There was a bit of light. I was just hoping there was a lava pool, which there ended up being. This portal could have been better. Like I mean, for the most part, this position was pretty good, but this drain definitely could have been better. I remember I wait too long. I could have like made it 3 tall and then fully drained it. But for the most part, like considering how bad my mechanics and like how poorly I played that, I'm only like 5-10 seconds behind, which isn't too bad considering I lost like most of my time to the BT. Like I somehow ended up saving time on that island, which really doesn't make sense. Here, this is probably the biggest misplay of the run. I just don't, like, I see the top rampart and I'm like 90% sure it's either stable or housing. On the right over here, if you look to the right side, what Beastrid does is Beastrid scouts that out and sees this as housing and plays Manhunt. In hindsight, I'm not sure. I like the top-down play, but I'm still not sure if it's better than... In hindsight, I know Manhunt is better, but like during the moment, I'm still not sure if top-down or Manhunt is better. Because, well, obviously the biggest misplay here is I just don't scout out the bottom terrain. In my head, it's completely closed. So I just know... In my head, I'm just assuming, okay, I'm entering from the top and then I'm leaving from the top, which is just worse. Because ideally, what makes top-down good over... When you have top-down and Manhunt both available, what makes top-down better is to just get the trades, or to get all the obby, and then you just leave from the bottom, and it's pretty good. And most of the time, especially if it's wet Manhunt is just like worse. Having the combo of just like bad Manhunt so you do top-down, and then having the good exit of just an open Manhunt is just so much cleaner. But I just don't scout out the terrain, which is like what loses me so much time. Beastrid ends up doing Manhunt, so they have like the faster route, obviously from Manhunt just being faster. And also they just, well, they don't end up leaving from the bottom because, I mean, the big issue with Manhunt is you have to obviously go up top for trades. But if I scouted out terrain better, I definitely could have saved like 10, maybe more seconds off just leaving from the bottom because it is open on like the right side over here. In that housing, I like how I overlap crafting axe, crafting bed. I don't have to end up crafting bed because I have TNT, so I just do blaze TNT, but I do like crafting or pre-crafting an iron axe early. Here, yeah, I go up top to leave when I could have just left from Manhunt. There's just the poor terrain scouting just biting me. Something I've started doing, I didn't do this during my playoffs match, but something I've started doing is, I'll explain it when I pull up F3 again, but I've started like counting chunks to see like where it is. Like the Bastion I think was on like -7 on the Z-axis. Wait, can I pull up F3 again, please? Dude, am I just not gonna pull up F3? Okay, I'll just explain it from the Bastion. In my head, I didn't do it during the match, but something I have started doing is, I knew it was like around 8 chunks away, and it's positive Z. So I crank up like 8 chunks and it loads. So I know it's like the fortress is around like 1 on the axis. Like, oh my god, can I stop flashing F3? Like, I know it's around like 4, or the X is like, it depends. It's like a 4 range, but I know it's like the spawner should be like around 1. And like I didn't do it during the match, but I kind of have like, I mean, most runners just have like the intuition. Like if it's 8 chunks away, like you kind of know how far 8 chunks is. Like here, it's like the spawner, the fort should be here. So I just know to look around and I end up seeing the fortress. Beastrid, like, I remember watching the VOD and Beastrid goes so far left leaving the Bastion. I'm not fully sure why. It might be because like Warped is kind of bad terrain. Because most of the time Warped is just like Warped and Crimson are just like annoying to pearl through because like the trees just obscure visibility. But for the most part, it's not that bad when you have like pearls and are just on top of the trees. Oh my god, this is a big mistake. I just like forgot to turn down my difficulty. Take like 5 hearts of damage. I have so much food like entering this fort, so it doesn't matter too much. But COD definitely is just low quality. I'm still not sure like what the best way of playing this fort is. I remember rewatching this and being like so unsure. I just like leave early here because my plan here is just to get the first cycle of blazes, maybe another cycle, and then just leave off the strays. But I'm not sure if it's better to just like insta go for strays because like last seed, like I didn't definitely had like memories of the last seed where it's like at the spawner if I just went straight to the spawner I could have overlapped everything, and because of like because of going for strays I just didn't have overlap, so I was scared of going for strays because of that. But like this isn't a perfect spawner. Like last seed was double spawner where it's just you're basically guaranteed to have a fast blaze split and everything overlap with like strays versus single spawner, and not even like a full single spawner, like half broken spawner because of blaze TNT. It's just like kind of awkward. This is scary. I don't know, like I almost blew up the bed. Here I should have like insta pearl hung. Like something I noticed myself like saving a lot of time on compared to other runners is most of the time I just have a super clean like line. Like I don't spend a lot of time like switching between tasks. But like here, I just completely messed that up. I should have just pearl hung earlier, and then like as soon as I have rates, I'm just like gone. Because now, like switching between the tasks here is kind of awkward. I have to kill the blazes, and then once I'm done killing the blazes, I have to go back, line myself up, scout the terrain, and then pearl hang. When I pretty much just like already scouted the terrain out while I was at the blind spawner. Like here, I have to scout it out, and like I probably could have like had a better pearl hang if I was just like as soon as I left the blind portal, I guess. This is probably a bad strait to go to. Like, obviously it's just like good to go for strays, but when it's just like one stray that's so far away most of the time, it's just not worth it. Little boat clutch, fast movement. Oh my god, this play, if I had this play was so cool. I got the Wither Skellies in a boat, and then they just be stuck there. I can kill my blazes super easily, but then the blaze just shoots out the boat. So I just like don't get the time save. Now I'm just pearl hang. I believe I'm behind here. Like obviously that does make sense because V-Strid did enter the fort like slightly faster. But like obviously like I don't know. I feel like it's so weird with these seeds because it's so hard to measure time save. I'm not sure like if I played the fort perfectly. I'm still like not 100% like clear if I played it bad or played it good. I think it was decent. I think like finishing with strays and having everything overlapped is good, but also like strays can just be so fast as well, so I have no clue. Here I end up getting lucky. I would have entered Stronghold like slightly slower, like 5 to 10 seconds slower than V-Strid just off terrain and the fort because they were obviously just faster, but I got lucky here. V-Strid ends up falling to lava, but obviously I don't know that. You still see I'm like kind of panicking and like rushing a bit. But at this point, I've like pretty much guaranteed one. Like V-Strid's just dead. Once again, this isn't like the most perfect nav in the world. I kind of like struggle. Like I definitely rush my when like I don't know if it's a nerves thing. I definitely just like sometimes rush my scans when I should just like be more patient. Something I've started doing is I saw Silver do this where Silver just like goes to 70 FOV on his first scan, and then when he like gets a general direction, he goes into TikTok to like confirm the scan, which is really good for like the lower bound strongholds, where it's just sometimes you'll just have like a stronghold where it's like right below you or like at Y10 or whatever. So it's just super hard to get a good angle. So for like strongholds like that, it's super good to like use that type of scanning. Like here, my initial scan made complete sense. I just went a bit too far left. Like I definitely should have just like committed more to my spike. If I took more time, I probably could have seen it. This is scary. The one like bad thing about this death reset is sometimes like your items just go everywhere. I probably should have scouted out like the eye count in the portal, because if I knew it was a 4-eye, I could have like thrown more pearls for the death reset. This is bad. Falling to the void means I just can't like scout out the like where the dragon is going. Here, I probably could have gone for top setup. I was just like scared. Like, this is just a hard 0. It's just like scared to go for the 0 in playoffs. I end up doing the setup wrong. I do it 1 too close, but it doesn't matter anyway because the dragon just like is too fast. You can see like a bit of nerves, like a bit of shaking there. Like, it is just like a scary tower, and I end up just like not going for it. I just end up waiting for perch. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for ground 0, but like I am just like ahead. Well, in hindsight, it's like perch is the correct play, but like in the moment, I probably should have gone for ground 0 because like Beastrid could have just had like a bad fort split, and it's just like about to enter stronghold. And if they do hit the 0, then I just lose. I mean, here it's just waiting for perch. It's just like wait for perch. Once dragon perches, you do 1 cycle. But yeah, just solid 1 cycle, 4 bad. I mean, for the most part, I didn't have any big mistakes. Just like the biggest mistake was probably just not scouting out the Howler correctly. And then the fort is kind of ambiguous. There's a few like mechanical errors, but other than that, I think I played the suit pretty well.